Welcome everybody. This is Kobe Cheese and Keely casting
Hi.
the yes, hello Keely. We're casting the National Esports League. We got Team Liquid and we've got Team DAO facing off here, and should be an epic match. Going up, we got DAO with Nocturne, Tristana, Blitzcrank, Rise, Mundo, and Caitlyn. And over here on TL, we got Jarvan, Timo, Cho'Gath, Evelyn, and Olaf. And I said Caitlyn on DAO, but that's actually not true. That's the
That's
observer.
me. That's me.
Yeah, I'm just in here like reading left to right. Oh yeah. Anyhow, so and I think you said you're actually pretty familiar with Team DAO, right?
I am pretty familiar with Team DAO. Uh-huh.
All right, so so you'll probably be able to guess kind of as to the play styles of some of those. I can kind of guess on the play style of how some of the other players are going to be just based on the champions they chose. But I'm guessing that Evelyn, based on her actual abilities, she's going to be roaming. So we're going to see some roaming Evelyn trying to get some really crazy ganks off in the early game and really just harass the crap out of the lanes and keep them under farmed by being afraid of going out into the lane.
Yep, and I'm guessing that I've heard about this Evelyn. I heard that she gets real good, but only if the other team overextends, which you shouldn't see. So we'll have to see if maybe DAO gets a little bit too aggressive. And then of course to counter roam this Evelyn, we have a Blitzcrank, whom I'm assuming will also be roaming.
Yes, quite possible, and you know, you can kind of do both with Blitzcrank. He's a great laner, and he can actually get his lane mates quite, you know, quite fed if you have some kind of combo. But I don't know. This is going to be a Mundo. I'm guessing that Tristana and Rise are going to be the solos, and so you're probably going to see Mundo is going to be able to solo fairly well. And so yeah, you're right. Blitzcrank probably will be doing the roaming. He does have the clairvoyance for his team. There's actually no clairvoyance for Liquid, so they are going to have to
Yeah.
be careful for that. Kind of the thing about having a Blitzcrank on the other team is that you really have to be careful in the jungle at the very beginning where you start. So for instance, if Olaf is going to go to that blue buff, they don't have any kind of clairvoyance to see in those bushes to see if Blitzcrank and his team are there to pull and kind of disrupt that. So that's kind of going to hurt them early game if they're not careful. It's going to be one of those little niche things, but definitely something to take note of.
Well, go ahead and talk to us about level 1 team fight. Do you think that they're going to do it, and whose best interest would it be to have that level 1 team fight?
Well, it just depends. I mean, they've got a really strong team fight on DAO. I really wouldn't want to go up against that. Nocturne does so much damage with his Q and auto attack. Blitzcrank again can pull somebody in and put them right in the middle of the entire team. Rise will lock them down with his W. Mundo keeps them slowed with his Q. So it's just all around nice synergy. Evelyn's going to be able to scout out, but her stealth duration is only 10 seconds at level 1. So it's, you know, it's not as good as it used to be back in the day, but that's at least going to give them that sort of advantage. You know, since they don't have the clairvoyance, they'll probably have to use that Eve if they're planning on even engaging like that. But yeah, I do believe that DAO definitely has the level 1 advantage here.
Oh yeah, I mean they've got that snare on Rise, they've got the pull on Blitz, they've got the fear on Nocturne. If he uses it, he probably won't because he's jungling. The slow on Mundo.
Definitely. Oh goodness, my UI is huge. I actually make my interface really small on the game.
Bro!
I'm really excited for the for Broloff skin here, just to hear him make noises all game.
Yeah.
Bro!
I just love it when he dies. It
to
goes on so
Summoner's
long.
Rift.
Definitely. I'm gonna turn my game sounds down here too. There we go. There we go. So I don't have to have that interrupt me. So we got some definite skin advantage here. We got, you know, legendary Broloff, and we got some Spaceman Timo. By the way, have you seen the new Easter egg Timo?
Oh my gosh, I want it.
Yeah.
I want that real
30
bad.
seconds until minions
So I
spawn.
don't know if the viewers saw here, we did have a CV go down right about where my cursor is for DAO, and that kind of chased off the Team Liquid boys here. So they pulled back to their tower, and Team DAO right now is kind of do the thing.
Definitely. And so
Whoopsie!
right now, Hey guys, sorry about that. I apparently had the game in full screen mode and I went to Alt Tab and switch it out and it stopped my Fraps recording. So to not have about the first couple of minutes of the game. So let me just kind of give you a recap of what happened. Evelyn was roaming around the map extremely aggressively early game and ended up getting first blood on the Tristana, and swiftly after that she went up top and got another kill on the Rise and came down back to middle after healing up and got yet another kill on the Tristana, making it extremely one-sided in creep score. And then after that there was another gank by the Evelyn down bottom lane with Olaf, completely obliterating the Blitzcrank and leaving the teams at 0-4 with a huge creep score advantage by Team Liquid. So that is where the footage picks back up.
So hard there by the Evelyn.
That's what I would say if I was down 4-0.
Can we just set the game, please?
Yeah, so I can only see Team Liquid now. I'm not going to be able to see the rest of the match since I disconnected. So, oh, never mind. I fixed it. Never mind. It wasn't working at first, but it just took a while. Okay, so we're good. Let's see how they're doing bottom lane. So we've got Cho'Gath here, level 7. So he's actually not able to get any kind of lead by doing this. Well, I guess the Blitzcrank's only level 5, so he's able to stay up with the Mundo. But as far as CS is concerned, we've got... oh man, I'm gonna have to change. I made my UI way too small.
Quiet!
Change it real quick. So yeah, as you can see, the Teemo's got great farm going. 48 CS to Tristana's 28. Not only was she denied experience and got some kills down there by that Evelyn, she wasn't able to CS due to that fact. So that Teemo's going to have such a huge lead on creep score.
So as everyone can see here, you've got Tristana at 31, Teemo at 54. In fact, just in general, I mean, Evelyn doesn't have hardly any, but neither does Blitzcrank, so.
Exactly, and Evelyn's not going to be trying to CS at all. She's just going to be roaming around, ganking the whole time, hoping to give the rest of his team that early game lead, which is just kind of the strategy that you see her do. You see kind of like any kind of roaming champion. You'll see Alistars do that. They don't really farm. They just run around and try and get those early kills for their teammates. And it ends up working out. If you can get 3 people fed and you're, you know, still just decent, it's always a good thing.
So it looks like we're going to have some action here. Bot Mundo has no idea that he's about to be ganged up on right here.
Yeah, it looks kind of like they're not sure who to go on. The Evelyn's coming around trying to scout, and there's no way he's getting away. There's 4 people on him. Wow, he was just in a bad position there. I don't know, was he going to ward? Is that, no? I don't think he even put a ward down. And so they are going to pick up that dragon, and there's going to be 4 people there to pick up the experience from it. So just such a huge snowball. At this point, what you can call the game is going to be snowballing into the favor of Liquid. It's going to be really difficult for them to come back just because they're behind on kills, on CS, dragons now, and pretty soon I'm sure that they're going to be losing their towers as well.
Looks like they're going to push this mid tower right now. Tristana did barely get away. Nocturne is there to kind of push them off the tower though, so I don't think they'll get it just yet. They are kind of letting Rise up here farm, which isn't good because Rise late game can really turn things around. He can survive, he's got survivability, so doesn't necessarily need a tank there to protect him. So we're just gonna have to see how that turns out.
Yes, definitely. So Rise is getting some good farm. While he did get ganked early game, the fact that he does have pretty easy lane, Rise just excels really well against any type of melee champion. And so while Jarvan does have some distance closing, it's still, just being a Rise player myself, I understand that you just basically do your combo, lock them down, and you're able to out DPS anyone and get away before they can really respond to that.
So I wanted to talk about some wards that maybe went down on the map. I know we've got 1 ward here by our Wraiths for DAO, and then, oh, looks like there's some action top.
Yeah, Jarvan getting pulled by Blitz and locked down. He's just getting away, but it looks like Rise is able to get in just in time to lock him down, and there's no way he's getting out of that. So Jarvan does get taken out top. So that's nice. First kill for Team DAO. Can they come back from this? We'll have to see. And I think you're another fight down here. Just a little bit of skirmish in the jungle, but they're not going to commit to that. Not wanting to get into a bad position. They're just going to play it safe. You know, a big mistake that I see a lot of new players do is they'll get into those little skirmishes and they'll see that their opponent runs away and they see it as weakness, so they'll start chasing them off into the forest and end up losing themselves. But you'll see this is a much higher level of gameplay. Even though they had that skirmish and one of the other champions probably could have killed them if they were one-on-one long enough, it would have just been too big of a risk to chase them off into the woods and potentially hit a mushroom or whatever the case may be. So they decided to disengage that. So that's something to note.
Well, I mean, and that's like you said, you see a lot of the newer players make. And then you'll see also if Team Liquid, it looks like they're playing pretty carefully now, but if they do end up starting to get too aggressive, you'd see the same mistake where they would just keep diving after them. You know, maybe they're ahead in kills, they're ahead in CS, they think they really got this down. Oh, looks like there's some action here on Teemo. Oh, flashed out a bit.
Yeah, it's a good point. And so the Blitzcrank was trying to pull that Teemo back in. Would have gotten the kill if he grabbed him, but Teemo wanted to play it safe, used his flash. Flash is down, so he's going to have to be careful from now on. Of course, he doesn't have to worry about an Evelyn. Like, this is... Oh, look at that Evelyn flashing in just to get that stun off on Tristana, but she is going to get away. She does have her flash barely with hardly any HP. Oh, man, yeah, just last tick. If she had one more tick, she would have been dead.
Yeah.
It was so close.
And that's exactly right before that skirmish there that you saw at Race. They had just done that to her again mid. So they've really shut down this Tristana. Keep pushing her back. The good thing is that Neverlike there, he's a real good player. He understands he's just going to have to be as passive as possible and really play safe. So he's been able to escape with hardly any HP and has stopped feeding them at this point. But I don't know if he'll be able to come back from it. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing to note is that if you saw that the Team DAO actually has a pink ward down in the middle, and so they knew that Evelyn was coming. And if you notice, Evelyn actually, I guess she actually knew that the pink ward was down, and that's why she actually flashed in to get the stun. So although she, the Tristana knew he was coming, she couldn't resist getting stunned due to the fact that she flashed right on top of her and got that stun off. So that's kind of a good thing to note.
Oh, bottom. There's
But
Evelyn again.
bottom not immune to the Evelyn attacks.
Nope, they don't have a pink ward yet.
No
and
pink
you know,
ward
that's
bottom.
something really to note. If Evelyn gets fed, it's your own fault, really, because all you have to do is pick up that pink ward, and it'll either force her to get an Oracle to make sure that she can counter that, or it completely shuts down all of her ganks. So, I mean, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing more pink wards down in the lanes, but now Evelyn's taking advantage of the short range. But see, Neverlike was able to hop right over her, even though he got stunned. He was able to see her coming because of this pink ward and was able to get back to safety.
Yes, very nice to have those pink wards. Now, sometimes people will spend a little bit too much on Oracles early game and end up losing them anyways, and that's where Evelyn actually wants you to buy money, because every time I used to be a really big Evelyn player, you know, I made the Evelyn guide way back when she started getting popular, and I used to love it when people just spent money like crazy on Oracles because they ended up dying anyways. For instance, the fact that she was able to flash in and that Tristana almost died anyways, even though she saw her coming. Things like that. So just because you buy an Oracles doesn't make you immune to her. It just means that you can see her coming, and you still have to play safe because she's super fast. She can run in and stun you and can still end up getting the kill. So.
Yep, and we do have up here in this bush top, right, top lane, they have Team Liquid has a Vision Ward there to counter the Vision Ward that Rise put down there. So they've already got some good counterplay. They just killed his ward, and he was able to get some damage on before Evelyn showed up.
Yeah, definitely. And so what you'll see top lane doing to try and counter stealth characters like Evelyn is they'll actually put a pink ward. You can't just put a green ward like you normally would. You have to put a pink ward in that bush in order, because she'll usually come up stealth into the bush. So a green ward, you won't know she's coming, but pink ward will obviously help you with that. And that's why they Liquid actually put that pink ward there to counter DAO's pink ward, like you just said.
Yep. Well, we do have one Oracle on the team so far. Nocturne has picked up an Oracle, and I think he's just doing it to try to prevent himself from counter jungling. Also, getting an Oracle. Oh no, I totally missed that kill top. Getting an Oracle on the jungler is always a good strategy because he's the one who's going to be roaming the map. He'll be able to see those wards before, you know, someone in bot lane or mid lane or top lane will. So.
Very nice, and it's very nice to be able to get the oracles as a jungler, because generally as a jungler you're a little bit more safe. No one's coming to gank you all of the time, and so you can actually go around the map and kill the other people's wards. As you can see, Teemo's got lots of map control with all of these shrooms. He's got shrooms in all of the entrances towards the middle, so nobody can really gank him without his knowledge of it. And so, oh, looks like we got a little bit of ultimate going on here from Nocturne.
I think this is the first Nocturne ult we've seen this game.
It is. It didn't really do anything, but, you know, first thing for everything. Oh,
so it looks
great.
like...
Oh, man. This Nocturne has an Oracles, but he just ran over 2 mushrooms.
Oracles don't do you much good if you don't use them.
Yeah, that's annoying thing about Teemo is even though you got the Oracles, the mushroom doesn't really show up until like just a little bit after you go into the bush. And if you go into the bush at the point where the mushroom is, well, it doesn't really matter either. So, kind of sucks.
While we were talking there, Team Liquid did pick up the second dragon of the game. They're now up 2 dragons, up 6 kills. Not a tower yet, but they've got a pretty hefty advantage at this point. Team DAO is tracking the counter for dragon, which it spawns about 6 minutes after it's killed. So they've got it. They figured it'll be up sometime around 24 minutes. I actually think it'll be somewhere around 23:30, but I was actually watching when it killed, and they have to guess. So.
Very nice, very nice. Let's take a look at some of the items that they're building. So I guess I'll talk about Evelyn here. Being a roam Evelyn, you'll see that she's got boots of mobility, and that's just going to give her the ability to get around the map very quickly and run up. Her main goal right now is to get somebody stunned so that the other people in the lane can get the kill. Now that she has actually been fed, she start affording that Trinity Force, which is going to give her both more speed, lots of burst, and can slow her enemies down. Oh. So she did try to get a gank on Tristana there, got her down to half health. Which is, you know, she obviously didn't die, but her whole idea is to get her low and then come back in stealth again.
Which is exactly what she's doing. She's just waiting right outside of the range of the turret. Most people, well, not most people, but some people don't understand that the turret does give vision to Evelyn. So she knows that, obviously, so she stayed just outside the range there.
Yep, definitely. So, again, when you're playing against an Evelyn, you want to be careful. If an Evelyn gets you a little bit low and then leaves, it doesn't mean she's leaving for good. She's probably just going back to stealth to run over and do it again. Oh, and look at this Blitzcrank pulling Teemo from the other side. Doesn't have any teammates there to help him finish him up, so he actually ends up hurting himself more. But pretty
Teemo Shroom's OP.
Yeah, there you go. For sure.
That wasn't interesting. They had Tristana there was right on the Evelyn, pushing her back, and Blitzcrank did kind of protect the Tristana by pulling the Teemo out of the way. Did some more damage to himself, but
oh, she's not gonna make it out of that one alive.
Nope. Couldn't quite get the hop out in time.
Nope. And here comes Mr. Ginormous with his Oracles, just looking for some action somewhere. He hasn't been able to. That's the thing, you know, Nocturne is a great champion. He can get lots of ganks off, but in coordinated games like this, it's really hard for that to happen. Oh, did you see that move by Ginormous up there?
I did. Oh, and this action top. We'll see if Sexy Faye can get out of it. I think he'll be fine. Evelyn didn't really commit to that fight.
Yeah, she's low enough that she doesn't want to take. If Ryze does his full combo on her, it'll really hurt her a lot. So she just wanted to kind of get some damage on him so that Jarvan will have that lane power.
One thing to note, too, that I saw earlier, Nocturne there has the Oracle and completely missed this bush that the ward is in there outside of Baron.
Really? You didn't even see it?
Yep, didn't even go into the bush. So if you do have the Oracle and you are hunting for wards, make sure to check all the bushes.
Definitely. Another thing, there was a fight up top, so you probably didn't see it, but he's actually, when he was going into the bush in the middle there, he knew that there was going to be a team of mushroom, so he popped his little spell shield as he was walking into the bush in order to kill the mushroom without taking damage, so that's a pretty cool move.
Mm-hmm. And that is, a lot of people don't really appreciate the strength of that shield, but it works kind of like a Sivir shield, as well as kind of the Morgana shield, only it's more like Sivir, where it just takes a spell.
I don't know if this Blitzcrank can get away from this one. We got Eve coming in. Oh, but gets knocked back by Tristana just in time. He's able to flash out, but not before Teemo finishes off with one last attack. So close. But nom nom nom. Wow, what a nasty
definitely
fight.
just got destroyed there, and this tower will definitely go. They could probably push to the next tower, but they've got Mundo coming up, and I don't think they're going to even try.
Wow, that was really bad. Really, really bad for DAO. Lost 3 people, and they're going to lose Baron here, it looks like. They do have a ward, so they know that it's happened. Actually, the ward just went away, but they do know what's happening. Nothing they can do about it at this point. With 3 people down and being as behind as they are, down by 10 kills. What is it, 2, 3 dragons and now a Baron? This is looking pretty bad for Team DAO.
So we do have a surrender vote coming up here for Team DAO. I don't know if they're actually going to put it through. They've got 3 yeses and 1 no. So I'm not saying anything. Don't want to sway the vote any.
Well, definitely, you know, it's really demoralizing whenever you get down by that much. And especially after losing some, you know, 3 people like that, lose a tower, lose Baron, it's just like, you just feel like you're helpless and you have no control over the game at that point. And generally in this high level play, that's, you know, that's the case unless somebody makes a huge mistake and then, you know, they have like a strong late game. But, you know, I don't really know what they can do to come back from this because they do have such a strong team on Liquid side, so. Not letting up, gonna kill this Mundo. No way he can get away.
Well, they've actually did put down a surrender. I'm guessing he just kind of stopped watching. I needed to hit yes in order for it to go through.
Oh, I see. I see. You're the one holding on that.
Probably me, just being noob. Them to be able to see the end of the game.
You have to wait 4 minutes, I believe.
So I will be waiting those 4 minutes, and we're gonna try to fix this stream and get it going for you.